Welcome back. The Wikileaks drips about how Hillary Clinton and her family have conducted business over the years suddenly has led to a tidal wave of raised eyebrows and even more questions. Ed Berliner seeks the newest bottom line to the seemingly never-ending depths.
So what about money, Jake? You like her?
Do I like her? I've never thought about money as a she.
Oh. She lies there in bed at night with you, looking at you, one eye open. Money never sleeps. And she's jealous. And if you don't pay close attention, you wake up in the morning, she might be gone forever.
Every new WikiLeaks drip seems to suggest that Hillary and the rest of the Clintons are no different than every other career politician, doing everything they could to ensure she, the money, never walked out of the room. So as the Democratic candidate continues on the campaign trail, now with First Lady Michelle Obama, she faces new allegations that seem to undercut what is left of her credibility.
They're hitting the trail as a hacked 12-page memo posted by WikiLeaks reveals how former Clinton White House aide Doug Band worked to obtain, quote, in-kind services for the president and his family for personal travel, hospitality, vacation, and the like. Band laid out how his company, Teneo, helped secure business for the former president from donors who were simultaneously giving to the Clinton Foundation.
The Clinton campaign's defense has not exactly been vociferous, honoring another Clinton family tradition of deny, deny, deny. And Hillary's sliding numbers in some polls prove that voters have questions and they want answers. Did the Clintons' aides use political influence to put money in the Clintons' pockets? What about Chelsea's fears that her father's aides were hustling at CGI events? And perhaps most important, were any laws broken? The one that should concern the Clintons more than any other, will this turn voters away from someone who almost never seems to be on the right side of doing what is ethical for a president of these United States? JD, it's all yours.
Thanks, Ed. And for more on this, we're pleased to be joined via Skype from Las Vegas by political commentator Wayne Allyn Root. Wayne's also the former Libertarian vice presidential nominee in 2008, and he's the author of the new book, Angry White Male: How the Donald Trump Phenomenon is Changing America and What We Can All Do to Save the Middle Class. Wayne, always good to have you.
Hey,
JD. You know, when you hear the Clintons, I've heard at times the Clintons referred to as the Clinton crime family. All these WikiLeaks revelations, are voters going to pay attention to those now?
Well, I don't know. I've always said they're the CCC, the Clinton Crime Cartel, and she's the titular head, the mafia boss of the Clinton Crime Cartel, but none of that ever seems to stick. I think the irony is, as bad as these revelations are, and there's more every day, and there's going to be, I hear, rumor tells me that there's going to be a really bad one coming out in the next week, a really bad one, but it doesn't matter. They never seem to stick, and the irony is, I think the election will be won by Obamacare. I think everything changed 24 hours ago when they announced, the Obama administration of all things, announced the new premium increases of 25% in Obamacare. The average American doesn't care about what crimes Hillary committed, but they care about their pocketbook, and they're already broke because of Obamacare, and now it's going to do the final, end of the middle class. And I think people are enraged. Even CNN did a report today. In a bar in North Carolina, every person they interviewed said, I wasn't sure who I was voting for. Now I see the new increase in Obamacare. I'm voting for Trump. I believe Hillary will be done in, not by her crimes, but by something so simple, it was right in front of our noses all these years, Obamacare.
Well, you take a look at what's going on in the state where you live, Nevada. CNN, that aforementioned cable outfit, has just reclassified the battle-born state as a toss-up. Indeed, the latest polling from NBC News, the Wall Street Journal, and Marist College indicated 43% for Mrs. Clinton, 43% for Mr. Trump. From your perch there in Las Vegas, as you spend time talking to voters on your talk radio show, what are they telling you, and what can you tell us about what they're saying?
Well, guess who's on my show today? Donald J. Trump is a guest on my show today. So I'll let you know in our next interview what Donald had to say personally. And a little birdie told me Donald's coming to Nevada to campaign. in the next couple days. We'll make that announcement. So Donald's coming here for an unexpected visit, and I think it's because we are about to win for Donald Trump. I think he's got Ohio. I think he's got Florida. Latest Bloomberg poll, certainly Bloomberg isn't friendly to Donald, shows Donald up by 2 in Florida. That CNN interview in North Carolina interviewed all those undecided voters who said because of Obamacare, they're voting for Trump. Where I am in Nevada, everybody's steaming mad over Obamacare and over the border. And I think we've got all the momentum now. And it's just funny, JD, the one thing no one's mentioning is that the FBI investigation, it's so clear now, was rigged, completely rigged to come out in favor of Hillary. The FBI agent in charge, his wife running for office as a Democrat, gets $500,000 or $475 to be exact from the Clintons' best friend in the world, Terry McAuliffe, the governor of Virginia, who runs a super PAC. And she, Hillary, gives a speech on behalf of the super PAC, and 2 weeks later, they hand $475,000 to the wife of the FBI agent in charge of the investigation against her. Folks, I'm going on national TV and saying, go in and arrest that FBI agent. He is a criminal. He is guilty of accepting bribes. This is disgusting. And when Donald wins, it may be because of Obamacare, not this, but when he wins, guess the first thing he's going to do? He's going to prosecute Hillary Clinton and put that woman in prison.
Now, concerning the way in which this campaign is being prosecuted, one of the early members of Congress to come out for Donald Trump, Chris Collins of New York, says the Donald is doing a whole lot better than his opponents would like to believe. Listen to this.
We've seen the race tighten the last couple of days, and that's interesting since the Clinton campaign and some of the liberal media effectively called the race over just 2 or 3 days ago. It's going to be a long night next week from Tuesday, and I do still think the undercover voters, much like Brexit, are going to turn this election in Donald Trump's way, but it's going to be close.
And yet, Wayne Allen Root, some of these polls and some of this talking is that Hillary Clinton might win in a landslide. What do you think of that talk?
They're living in a dream world. You know, I think it's going to be a landslide for Donald, but it won't look that way. I think he's going to win by 7 to 10 points, but the final result will look like he won by 2 because Democrats cheat that much, JD. There's rigging going on all over this country. There's cheating going on. By the way, you don't need to guess whether Wayne Root's making this stuff up. You've got Wikileaks proving that Hillary rigged the primary against Bernie Sanders, and you've got Project Veritas with James O'Keefe with undercover videos showing top operatives helping Hillary, saying we have rigged elections for Democrats for 50 years. So a Republican needs to win by 7 to 10 in order to come out as a 2 to 3 point winner. And that's what I think Donald will be, a 2 to 3 point winner. But between you and me, I think that means he really won by 10. And by the way, this is Brexit. And I've been saying this all along. This is Brexit. Brexit was behind by 4.4 points 4 days before the election. No one believed that a chance to win. The bookmakers gave it an 88% chance to lose, meaning it would not be an exit. It would be remain in the EU. 88% chance. And those same bookmakers say the betting patterns look exactly the same as Brexit with Trump and Clinton. All the big money's on Clinton. All the little bets are on Donald Trump, just like Brexit. Same thing's happening. And the average Real Clear political poll average, 5%, almost the same number as Brexit. And I think you're going to see a big Trump victory, a smashing Trump victory. But like I said, it'll be 10 points, but it'll look like 2.
All right, let me just take this last 30 seconds because you spent some time in Vegas and you've handicapped these things. So I'm going to ask you what may be almost impossible. Can you offer me how just the size, idea of how large a group of voters are we talking about who are part of the so-called hidden Trump vote? Not responding to the polls, not counting. How many people nationwide, Wayne, in terms of a percentage, do you think that might be? 30 seconds.
I think any poll you see, JD, you can add somewhere between 5 and 10% to Trump. I call it the Trump factor. It's the Trump whisper factor. Let me give it a name. I've written about it. I call it the Trump whisper factor. Everywhere I go, people know I'm so in your face that I'm for Trump that they whisper to me. They look around, look to the right, look to the left. when they see no one's around, they go, I'm for Trump. They whisper it. And I think those are the same people that are never going to tell you on the phone they're for Donald Trump because they're afraid you'll look at them as a racist, you'll look at them as homophobic, you'll look at them as Islamophobic. Whatever the words are the liberal media has brainwashed you to believe, I think everyone's going in that booth and they're pulling they're punching in the Trump lever on the computer. There's no lever anymore. They're punching in Trump on the button on the screen.
Got it.
And
we'll do
they
it.
don't want you
Wayne
to know
Allyn
that.
Root, we always appreciate your time. Up next, our radio roundtable. Stay tuned.